Hello and welcome to Chepi Today. I'm Will and I'll be going through some of the most talked about topics in crypto. If you want to be kept up to date with the discussion, remember to give a like and to subscribe. So things in the crypto market aren't looking too good. But hey, it's nearly Christmas time. Remember last year? Family, friends, festivities, all-time highs. But let's not dwell on the negatives. Instead, you can show your solidarity by wearing one of these. For just $95, you could... $95? Shouldn't they be 90% off? Anyway, it may be too painful to look at yourself in the mirror whilst wearing it, but at least you'll be representing in style. Well, not style, but you get the message. But things aren't all bad. Bobby Lee, the famed crypto commentator, believes Bitcoin has finally found a bottom. Getting a strange feeling of deja vu here. Anyway, Lee believes that the bottom for Bitcoin is 2.5k, and as long as history repeats itself, we could see a rally to 333,000 by 2020. Lee based his theory on a previous boom and bust cycle, specifically citing the 2013 bust from $1,200 in December of that year to the $150 low 2 years later in 2015. Regardless of the actual prediction, there's one key takeaway from this, and that is that the market has seen this kind of drop before, and it almost always feels like the end. But it never is. As the saying goes, history doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. Back in August, I remember watching an interview with Joe Lubin, in which he was asked about price fluctuations and the market dip at that time. He basically said that while price rises and falls all the time, growth always occurs regardless. A rise in price is great to attract those newcomers that would potentially contribute towards the space. On the flip side, a lull, such as the current bear market, allows us to take stock, reflect, maybe even accumulate. But most importantly, it's time to focus on building a space where the price reflects the value of the tech on offer. So just as we thought the Bitcoin Cash drama was over, Roger Ver gets hit by a lawsuit. So Ver and Bitmain are being sued by a company known as United American Corp, who claim that these parties took control of Bitcoin Cash for their own personal gain, and in doing so caused a lot of damage to the network. Of course, this wouldn't be any story about Bitcoin Cash if we didn't mention Dr. Evil himself, Craig Wright. Ver believes that Wright is actually behind the lawsuit and is using it to perpetuate their petty war. It's a real shame there's still so much tension between these two. I feel like the only real solution is to get them in a room together, sit them down around a discussion table, lock the door, and just throw the key into the nearest pond. Lastly, we have Coinbase's addition of 4 new ECR20 tokens. This is the news that Civic, District, Loom, and Decentraland have been added to Coinbase Pro's roster. Despite the promising news for these coins, the gains were minimal, showing just how little of a the market gives about these things at the moment. These additions come after the announcement that Coinbase was exploring 30 additional cryptocurrencies, including EOS, NEO, Stellar, and XRP. However, the list also includes relatively unknown cryptocurrencies, some that appear to have little merit when it comes to accomplishment within the space. The community was quick to point this out, and they're right. It felt almost like a desperate attempt for Coinbase to stay relevant as their stocks plummet. While it makes sense that Coinbase would try and snatch headlines and build a wider demographic of investors, it may actually end up being detrimental for the firm if a bull run doesn't come anytime soon. Coinbase has spent years acting as a bastion for cryptocurrency, with a particularly discerning selection process when it comes to adding new cryptocurrencies. However, this seems to have been forgotten in an attempt to stay relevant, and I think people are starting to finally see through the hype. Hence why we don't see a lot of price action from any of these new coins. But as always, we'd love to hear your take on the topics discussed. What do you think about the Bitcoin Cash lawsuit? Do you think the new Coinbase additions are a clever move or an act of desperation? So leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.